Good morning, friends out there in YouTube land. My name is Maurice Harrison. I live on the south coast of Jamaica. This is called Alligator Pond. I recently retired home after over 41 years living in the United States of America. Folks, this is where I retired to, and this little documentary is actually my walk as I walk the beaches of Alligator Pond from where I live, which I live right on the beach. You look out there by that port. I live about maybe a half a mile up from there towards where I am right now. You're right on the beach by the Alligator Pond River, which is located along the Port Kaiser Road. Port Kaiser, as some may or may not know, was one of the busy ports of Jamaica back in the days when Jamaica used to produce and ship alumina out of Alpart, and of course bauxite was also shipped out of Jamaica. This area of Alligator Pond has two main features. You have, where I'm pointing to right now, the river, which actually goes into the sea, comes up out of these mountains right here. And as you can see, this entire area is surrounded by mountains. So the rainfall from these mountains, they go underground in a limestone rock formation, and they come right out about 2 or 3 miles up that way. The river flows down for about another 2 miles. It comes out. It goes along the coast, parallel to the sea, and then enters the sea just about a half a mile from that port. So this is Alligator Pond Beach, and this morning what I'm doing is I'm taking a walk out to town from where I live. I do this walk daily, and I can't help but admire the beauty and the natural setting of this beach. The sea grape trees, as you can see, lining this beach for a mile, 2 miles. Along the beach you'll also see the coconut trees, and in the distance as I'm walking you will see the fishing boats. What's the relevance of it? Sea grapes are vital to the shorelines because these trees, because of their root system and the thickness of how they grow, helps to preserve and hold the sand together. So it creates a protective area for the beach in Alligator Pond and along this coastline, which is exactly what helps this beach to look as beautiful as it looks. Let's take a look, folks. You see those fishing boats? Well, once again, there's a reason for these fishing boats, and as you go from where I live up towards the town of Alligator Pond, you're going to find more and more fishing boats as we go along. Why? The number one industry in this area is fishing. The fish caught and sold on this beach are actually, I would say, 90% caught in Jamaican waters. And so because of that, they're among the most demanded fish in the country. Contrary to some belief, on the north coast and even as far as the west coast towards Negril and White House, a lot of the seafood and fish that you purchase in that area do not actually come out of Jamaican waters. They're actually bought way out at sea by the fishermen from the Hondurans and brought into Jamaica. So if you really want true Jamaican caught in Jamaican waters, snappers and other great fish, this is the area of Jamaica that most people will come to, especially people in Jamaica who are familiar with the area. So because of that, in Alligator Pond we actually get a lot of people from outside of this area that comes into the area to actually buy fish. What that has done is that it's created an entertainment area, because while people come in and wait for the boats to come in to buy the fish, guess what? They also need to have something to pass their time. Because of that, Alligator Pond is also laced with a lot of bars, saloons, pubs, taverns, depending on the country you're in. You might actually call it a different name. The Alligator Pond area, besides the beach area, is protected by this mountain range or hills that comes all the way out from that bluff you see out there, and it goes up into the hills, up towards Newport, Plowden, Cross Keys, and actually even up far towards the Mandeville area. Many people from that area actually comes into Alligator Pond for their fresh fish coming directly from the sea. The boats, they go out daily. They drop their fishing pots and they come back in with their catch. When the catch comes in, that catch is actually sold right there on the beach to people that are buying privately. They're also buying, the vendors are buying it. And then just up the hill in the town, the vendors will line both sides of the street, and people will come from outside of the area. Businesses like restaurants, private persons, homeowners from the interior part of the country will come here to Alligator Pond to buy fish because it's fresh fish, and they get it scaled and cleaned right here while it's being, while they're waiting for the boats to come in, while they're waiting to buy their fish, and while they're waiting to have it scaled and cleaned. The bars and the restaurants make money because people actually supports the bars and restaurants in this area. Of course, with COVID-19, there's a lot of restrictions, so that has substantially curtailed the bars and the entertainment part of the industry in this area temporarily until we pass through this phase. But the restaurants and stuff will still be able to make their money as long as they stay within the scope of the law, which says no more than 10 people, and also the social distancing and the sanitizing and controlling how many people come in and out of the restaurants. Most of the residents and fishermen that lives in this area lives very close to the shore themselves, very close to their boats. And as you can see, there's a home right there, right on the shore. Yes, they do live very close to the water. The reason the beach is this scanty this morning is because most people are abiding by the rules laid out by the government. And as you can see, as I walk this beach, you will see a lot of boats. These boats go out almost daily, as I said before. Off in the distance, you can see the children from the community. They spend a lot of time in the sea. So that, in a sense, is a really good thing for this current outbreak, because they are in the water, always bathing in the salt water. Chances of spreading and or contracting the virus may actually be lessened as long as they keep the social distancing and stay away from people that may be showing symptoms of the virus. As I walk closer to the town, you will see the coconut trees. You still see the sea grape trees. And along this coast, you will also find a lot of almond trees. Out in the distance, you see some buildings that is coming into focus right now. One of those buildings, the very first one, is Little Ochi's Seafood Restaurant. If you look it up, it's now become world famous, even in this hidden gem of Jamaica, on the south coast. Alligator Pond is located on the south coast of Jamaica, located, I would say, south central Jamaica. For those of you who might want a city to actually associate Alligator Pond with, I would say Mandeville. It's also not too far away from the Treasure Beach area, and Downs, Manchester Junction, St. Elizabeth. It's right on the border of St. Elizabeth and Manchester, located on the south coast. What a beautiful coast it is, though, folks. Just take a look at this and tell me if you don't agree with this. Okay, the kids, carefree, as you can see, they're out of school, but they are making use of their time. Just by playing their games, they're exercising and, you know, taking care of their bodies and living a healthy life. As you can see, the houses are of different nature, different classes, but they all coexist and get along together here in this area, my community in which I live. As I walk close and close to my destination, which is the town of Alligator Pond, you can see Little Ochi now coming up into a more visual state. As I get further past Little Ochi, we're going to come to another very famous seafood restaurant here in Alligator Pond, and that is called Oswald's. Oswald's and Little Ochi, to me, are the most used and prominently patronized restaurants in the area. So the chances of seeing a very large crowd there are usually very high, because people come from outside of the area to come eat the very fresh seafood that is prepared any way you want it. You go to the refrigerator, you pick out the fish that you want, and they cook it and prepare it, or the lobster or the shrimp. Can't get any conch anymore because there's a ban on conch in Jamaica. But the fish and the lobster and the shrimp is prepared any way that you want it to be prepared. The town of Alligator Pond And the community of Alligator Pond has two major industries. The two major industries here is, of course, fishing is the number one and the bread winner of this community. The second one is agriculture. The agricultural products produced in this area are just outside, just a little bit in from here where the soil is compatible for farming. The scallion, thyme, watermelons, cantaloupes, tomatoes, cabbage, and those type of produce, which are consistently being produced in this area and marketed in the interior parts of the country. And products that are not produced in this area come in by vendors who bring in produce from other parts of the country to sell in this area. So a well-balanced community, sustainable. The idea is, because of the amount of people that now migrate to Alligator Pond as internal Jamaican tourists and foreigners, to come have the seafood, hang out by the bars, buy fish, and just enjoy the novelty of what we have to offer, that eco-community tourism may be in the very near future for this area. A few bed and breakfasts are popping up. Even Oswald has built a cottage which he now rents out to visitors who would like to stay right on the beach and enjoy this great community. Just wanted to bring you a little bit about this great community in which I live. Hope you enjoy this little docu-series. I will try to bring some more and create a channel where people can actually experience, see, and have some factual commentary on this great, beautiful area of Jamaica, which, if you were ever to come visit this area, you would have a really great time. The people of the area are very friendly. They're accepting of visitors. They believe in sustainability, and they live a lifestyle. The idea is to be able to offer up this area to visitors while not changing very much the way we live and how we function on a daily basis, because we are pretty much satisfied with the way we live. Yes, we could do with some additional income, but whatever income that comes to this area should actually be of a sustainable level where the locals in the community achieves and reaps the benefits of this beautiful resource that we have here. Folks, once again, I'm bringing this to you just for information purposes so that you can see this beautiful area of Jamaica. This is Alligator Pond. We're located on the south coast of Jamaica, right on the border of St. Elizabeth and Manchester. As we approach, you can possibly see out in the distance Oswald Seafood and the boats gathered there. Those are boats that just came in with their catch, and the people are now gathered to purchase and get fish, especially this time of the year as it's close to Easter. And in Easter in Jamaica, fish, seafood is a very high selling item. We eat a lot of fish in Easter, we eat a lot of mackerel in Easter, we eat some bun and cheese in Easter, so this area gets very busy, and accordingly, economically, the price of fish will go up temporarily. So the average price of fish right now is about 650 Jamaican dollars per pound. This is for what we would refer to as quality, which would be like the snappers and the higher, bigger quality fish. That's the equivalent of about $4.70 United States dollars. And of course, you can do the conversion for other currencies. At times, because of the high demand for this product right now during Easter time, it might go up another 50 Jamaican dollars a pound in the near future until after Easter. At this time of the year, you will find a competitiveness from both private residents and also the vendors who resell the fish that they buy from the fishermen. It gets to be very competing in order to get the best of the fish that they can get. So let's take a look as we walk up towards the shores. You will see the gathering by the boats. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And that is, in essence, people that wait for the boats to come in, and as the boats come in, they buy the fish right off the boat. Sometimes the fish are not even dead yet, and that's how fresh the catch is. So now we just passed Little Ochi, and now we're heading towards where Oswald's is. That's Oswald Seafood, and that is one of the main areas that the boats come in and sell the fish. And what you'll find is the vendors will get on both sides of the street as we walk up the town to sell the fish that they just bought off the boats. So folks, a little bit of Alligator Pond. The birds that you see in the sky right now, those are frigate birds, seagulls, pelicans. They all come in to shore as the boats come in. And the reason they do that is because they know that when the people scale and clean the fish, the remains are oftentimes put in the water and they will swoop right in and pick it up. So there's a view of people gathered. I'm not going to walk that way because I'm maintaining the social distancing. So basically speaking, this is Alligator Pond. This is the town of Alligator Pond. There are the birds. And I'm taking a little shortcut away from the crowd to keep my social distancing. So folks, in saying that, I'm going to sign off now from this little documentary, and hopefully you all will enjoy watching it. Comments are welcome. If you like what I'm presenting to you, let me know, and I will actually do some more of these as I travel throughout the country of Jamaica, not only this great community in which I live, which is Alligator Pond. As I make my way up, you can see the stalls. Those are the stalls from which the fish is sold. With that said, folks, I'm signing off. This is Maurice Harrison reporting to you from Alligator Pond in the parish of Manchester on the south coast of Jamaica. Have a great day.